Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be showing you a new product from Johnson Plastics Plus, and this is their Shimmer Skinny Tumblers. Now these come in several different colors. I've got the mint, the pink, the white, and a purple. I think we're going to do this purple one today. So these are really, really cool. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I'm going to try to get this up here where you can see just how shimmery and pretty these are. It's not really a glitter, it's more of a shimmer. And they are so pretty. But these are sublimation blanks. So these are going to work perfectly with our sublimation printers and our mug press or our convection ovens. Now I thought today I would do this in the mug press. A lot of you have asked me to do a skinny tumbler in the mug press. So I thought that's what we do rather than do this in the convection oven. These of course also come with the metal straws that fit right inside. So anytime you order a blank off of Johnson Plastics Plus, you can go to their website, click on the download tab next to the product, and it will give you an instruction sheet. So they've got instructions for a mug press, and they've got instructions for a convection oven. They're different. You want to make sure that you pay attention. There's also all kinds of tips on here. They tell you exactly how to do it. So for a mug press, they're recommending 50 seconds at 360 to 375 degrees. So that's different than a ceramic mug, which is what I love about this press, is that I can change my time, I can change my temperature so that I can be sure I'm getting the best press possible. So I have set this up for 375 for 50 seconds. That's what we're going to be using. And if you're using a convection oven, it recommends 6 to 7 minutes at 375 to 400. So that's a big difference. You want to make sure that you're reading the correct instructions for the equipment that you're using. I'm also using the Sawgrass SG500 sublimation printer. This has to be done with sublimation ink, not inkjet ink. And I'm using the Texprint R paper. Now I have already printed my design and trimmed it down just to save time for the video. But if you need to see the walkthrough, the Sawgrass Creative Studio software, I've got tons of videos. I walk you through each step, but all I did was create my design and I just trimmed it down. So when I measured this, if you want to know how to create your own template, find my ruler here, all I do is, and I don't like to give my templates out, although Johnson Plastics Plus actually gives you a template if you want to use that. But all I do is just take a tape measure and I measure top to bottom. And this one measures 8 1/8. So just making sure that's the same dimensions I came up with when I measured. And then I measured around. And that measurement is about 9 1/8. So you just want to make sure that your design is going to fit that if you're doing a fully wrapped design. So I've got my design cut. Now this mug or tumbler is just slightly tapered. You can't really tell it. So I just went ahead and made my template straight. The first thing you want to do before we apply the design is clean it, as always. You always want to make sure that you're starting with a very clean, lint-free, oil-free tumbler, especially with your hands. You've got oils and maybe inks or maybe dust or maybe, you know, whatever. So you just want to make sure that if you've been touching it, that you clean it off. I just try to make it a good practice to always, always clean it off. Use a lint-free cloth. That way you're not adding lint to it, and that doesn't mean a paper towel. Paper towel leaves lint. So we've got our tumbler all cleaned off. I'm going to take my design, make sure that it's oriented right. Top of the mug's here, top of the design here, and we're just going to wrap this around. Now, because this mug or tumbler is slightly tapered, your image needs to overlap, and it's not going to be exactly straight when it overlaps because this is slightly, just like 1/8 of an inch smaller on the bottom. So it is going to be a little bit crooked, and I made plenty of room for overlap in my template. So I'm going to tape this down. You want to use some heat transfer tape. Do not use Scotch tape, that will melt in the press. And you want to make this as tight as possible. If you have any gaps in your paper, it's not tight against this cup, it could result in a less than pleasing transfer. So you want to make sure that it's tight on the bottom and it's tight on the top. Okay, so you can see I have taped my mug and I ended up taping around the top. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have any gaps around that top. It's nice and tight. You can't move the mug inside that wrap. It is very snugly on there. Next, I'm going to take another piece of butcher paper and I'm just going to wrap that around, and this is just going to protect my press. So I'm going to open it up, and this is obviously wider than the press, so we're going to have to do this in a few different presses. So I'm just going to put it on. I'm going to make sure that the total of the bottom edge is inside that section, and I'm going to close it, and we're going to let that count down for it's set at 50 seconds. I'm going to let it count down for till about 25 seconds, and then I'm going to rotate it. Okay, that's 25 seconds. I'm going to open it up, and I'm just going to twist the mug a little bit, close it back up, and go another 25 seconds. So that'll be a total of 50 seconds on that half of the mug. Again, it's very, very important that you have that image tight around there, because as you're twisting and turning this mug, you want to make sure that you're not moving it. That can cause some ghosting. So we're just about there. And then I'm going to move the mug down, or the tumbler down. So there's 25 seconds again. I guess I should have set the timer for 25. So now I'm going to move it down this half. Again, making sure that I have the edge all the way in. Count down 25 seconds. Now this is going to start getting hot, so I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on. All right, we're just about at 25 seconds. I'm going to rotate it one more time. Just the mug. And one more press. 25 seconds. So that's a total of 50 seconds on all parts of the mug. So I basically did the back half or the bottom half, and then I did the top half, doing 25-second increments on each side before I twisted it. So as soon as that gets to 25, we should be about done. I'm going to let it go just a couple extra seconds, just in case I missed a couple seconds while turning it. All right, there we go. So this is done. Again, wear gloves. This is hot now. So I have a heat-resistant mat here on my desk so that I can set this down. But I am going to go ahead and remove the image. Oh, it's so cool. You guys, I am loving it. Can't wait to show you. All right, here it is. Here's the finished mug. So I did a sort of watercolor design on this. I just created it in Photoshop. I bought the image of the dog on Etsy and then just, again, just watercolored it. So this is on the purple mug. So you see the purple is going to show through anywhere that was white on my print. The purple is going to show through, but how stinking cute is that? So here's our finished mug. How cool is that, you guys? I love it. Again, this is a purple tumbler to start with. That glitter is still shining through. On my image, anything that was white is now the purple. So very, very cool. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope this gave you some ideas of some fun ways to use these colored sublimation tumblers. These are available at Johnson Plastics Plus. Till next time, never stop making. See you guys later. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click that bell so that you're notified every time there's a new video. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.